a bit
Oh,
at some
let's
point.
go! Twitch Prime, let's get
Yeah.
it. Woo!
Does that do bits to you?
Well, I get four. I think I get 4.99, don't I? It adds up over time, obviously.
For
You get
real?
paid every 100, yeah, every $100.
Damn. All right.
I'm only on like
Okay.
100.
No, that's fair, but you know that. I mean, this is a pretty decent segue.
Yeah,
Uh, being an entrepreneur,
very true. I mean,
being a streamer,
do you think that's entrepreneurism, though?
for sure.
Because that's the new thing, isn't it? Because that's online businesses. That's like video
Uh,
creation is only what less than 10 years old, right? Like online video creation, live
yeah,
streaming
yeah,
to an
yeah.
audience.
I still think it's entrepreneurship
Yeah,
though,
no,
because I mean, obviously, like you're not creating your own platform, but and it's provided by a company that are giving you this streaming service, the ability to stream, and it's got the notoriety that it needs and the viewer count that it needs to provide you with support. But fundamentally, you're creating your own brand. Right? You've got to make yourself like look exciting. Like we've got to be interesting enough for people to actually come into the Twitch chat and watch.
yeah,
And I think that's fundamental entrepreneurship, like just knowing what to do. It's the same thing with YouTube, innit? Like
exactly, yeah.
especially when like when did YouTube start to pick up pace? Like 2006, 2007?
That's when it started, yeah, 2006. I think it
Yeah,
took
so like
like by 2010 it was like pretty known, I reckon.
by 2010 it was like wide, yeah, for sure. But I think on the beginning then it was like do you like I don't know, it might have just be I doubt this is just me, but I bet you had the same thing. But like, growing up you're like, oh, I should just make a YouTube channel. Like, what happens if it blows up?
Oh, 100%, yeah. That's what
Because
I did. That's why I have a YouTube channel.
yeah, because it's just like it's so tempting when you see people that just sort of document such everyday stuff and then somehow just they've got that right combination of like content, personality, and editing skills, and then they just blow up randomly. Just these platforms can just do all the work for you, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, literally. I think one thing that I've learned is you don't want to chase the money. I'm not sure who told me that. I want to bring into Gary Vee eventually, but you don't want to be chasing the money
Yeah,
aspect when you do entrepreneur like sort of tasks like starting your own business online and stuff. You don't want to be doing it solely for the money because let's say once you make it and you get all that money, where's your happiness? Like you're going to be making money, yeah, but like you see so
that's
many rich people not happy because they've got money, they've chased it, but they haven't chased like what they enjoy doing. And that's one
yeah.
thing that I'm like really wary of. Like let's say,
Is that
sorry, say again.
no? I
Okay.
was just gonna say, is that why you sort of like stuck to that whole competitive gaming stuff because you
Yeah,
actually enjoy it?
yeah, because I do gaming because I actually really do enjoy competing. Competing is like something that's I'd say competing and stuff like that is also on that entrepreneurial path because
Yeah,
it, uh, it's not you're creating your own sort of thing. You know what I mean? You're creating like you as a player, you're creating your own name for yourself within a new
yeah, no,
industry.
mate, it's 100% the same. It's the same thing. It's just like instead of Twitch, you're using the game as the platform.
Yeah, literally, yeah. Um, I think yeah, I do think that's why I do it not just because it's different. I do it because I enjoy it. Like, there's
Yeah,
no better feeling than being the best at something, especially when
that is so true.
you're just competing against multiple people.
Yeah,
You prove your worth, beat someone, perfect. And the bonus is sometimes you get money. Like that's how I view it.
yeah. Is it quite hard to get into though? Surely.
Yeah, I was thinking that today. Like, how did I get into it? And it's just randomly like we all played COD. I'm guessing.
Yeah,
Um, and I just randomly one day on COD like sort of got told about like game battles, get into it like that.
game
And that
battles.
was like 2014, so that's 6 years ago. Game battles, yeah, is like an online like tournaments like which like widely used in COD.
Oh, okay.
You can Google it, yeah, yeah. Have a little look.
No, all right. Yeah, sure.
That's a website, bro, that I've spent ungodly amount of hours on.
Oh, okay. So is this like an equivalent to Face It for CS:GO, if you've heard of that?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Right.
It's
So it's like a third party hosted sort of tournament platform where it's just more competitive games.
yeah, exactly. So people, I mean, competitors hop on this, play games on that. You get your rank, keep going up. Um,
And then somehow it gets you into the like actual tour like
yeah. So
competitively.
yeah. So in recent years, they've used this site as like a way to track your points. So then when you go to
Right.
events, they use these points as your seed.
Okay.
And for all online tournaments, this is your seed. So your profile is like Very key. Without your profile, you won't have a seed, and you won't have like
Right.
a stand. It's like basically like a progressor compared to everyone else.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, there's pros and cons of it, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that's pretty cool. But
yeah,
that's one of the things, man. You gotta find you gotta find a way to get into these exclusive groups, especially with something that's so fought for, like a space in a competitive gaming team. Like people just the amount of people that have the capacity to just sit inside all day, unless you just like non-stop play the game, you're up against them.
yeah,
That's the difficult thing. You've got to have quite a lot to you.
yeah. It is a hard task, but the weird thing is, I wouldn't do it if I didn't enjoy it, would I? Like if you
You'll just get roasted in the chat. Just dead chat.
boys, allow the trim today, please. We've already
Nah,
talked about
nah,
this.
I said the same thing. I'm not gonna.
I can't do anything about it. It's happened.
You've aged about 20 years, man.
Oh no.
It's too much.
No, it looks alright
Oh
like that,
god.
sort of.
Do you think? I
Like,
reckon he's just get a beanie, man. Get a beanie.
what is that haircut? Shave it all off. Let's go. Boys and girls. Oh no. Hide my hair.
You need a beanie
Should
big
I actually
time.
whip it out on, do you think? Mid.
Nah. You
Nah,
got
we're
you
good, we're
wait.
good.
Confidence in your downfalls or
Exactly,
something.
I'm rocking it.
Yeah.
Like, it's happened. I'd buzz cut that off. Wait, cheers for the raid, Morg. Buzz cut it off. No thanks.
Yeah, man.
Uh,
I reckon just go bold.
do you
Sorry,
think?
and that's the segue down the wrong path. That's
Who butchered? Yo, Sam, what's up? Spencer, that trim is looking a bit questionable on the side. Who butchered your hair? My sister did, Sam, my bad.
not me, not me.
It's just this bit.
Oh no, don't
Look.
separate.
She just went.
You're actually just exposing the absolute worst part of it, man. You can't
Literally.
do that.
Uh,
Oh, don't. You're gonna get yourself roasted properly hard. So let's just.
that's
Hey,
fine.
let's
So
stay.
back on what we're talking about with the entrepreneurial path of competing. I think you have to, if you look at it from an outside point of view, like let's say from my mum example or my dad, who have
Right,
never
right.
heard of some, who they're not entrepreneurs. They didn't create their own business and do that.
Yep.
So from an outside point of view, when they watch me do this, they're like one confused and two like obviously like for example like with uni, they wanted me to go to uni. I've talked about this before,
Yeah,
and obviously this is a different path. And when you're on like an entrepreneurial path, you're more like there's a lot more against you.
yeah.
No, someone's actually made an account called Spence about it. No.
Oh.
Add a fit in your hair, please.
No, is it? But do you think they're confused because they think it's a risk? They think it's
Yeah,
too much
they're
of a
cool
risk.
because they aren't known about the whole. They don't know anything about this of anything. As
Are you
in,
talking about like specifically like competitive gaming as an entrepreneurial
we're just using this.
path?
No, we're just using
Or
this as an example for me. Just an
right,
example.
okay.
So
So
like,
if you said to them like, oh, right, I'm gonna start a web design company. Imagine that they knew you had like some sort of base level intelligence on web design,
yeah,
and then but they'd still be just as confused. But why? Like, why do you think they're confused? I don't understand where the confusion comes from.
because they're confused because they have no knowledge in this certain area. So in their eyes, they think they in parents always want their kids to like be successful and do what they want to do.
Well,
But
yeah.
also when they're doing something that they have no idea about, they get confused and sort of scared for the child and their future within that
So
path.
you think it's just a parent thing? So if they weren't their
I think it's
parents,
a parent thing. I think if they weren't my parents, they wouldn't.
they wouldn't mind that much.
Nah, I think people would question it. Like for example, like if you before you knew me, if you saw me like competing, you question it, wouldn't you? Because it's not of the
I
norm.
still do. I still do. I
Yeah,
still do.
it's not of the norm, but
Especially when I was seeing you like over summer and you spent that like huge amount of time on Halo, and I was just thinking, man, how do you spend that much time on something
what
that
yes
might not
last
pay
year.
out? Yeah,
Oh, bro, that was vile.
I know, I know.
That
I
was
could
like this time
see.
last year.
I remember because I was literally just thinking, like, even my favorite games, I couldn't play half as long as that. Like, it just becomes a point where you're just like brain dead, just playing and playing. Like, I fully commend you for doing it. It takes like quite a lot of it takes a lot of determination to get on it. Um, but yeah, like that. I was just thinking, like, what is surely that's risky. You're risking you're just you're risking that you've got enough skill that this time you spent is going to pay off.
Yep.
So I understand. I guess I do understand where the confusion comes from in a bit, but I guess it's one of those things with entrepreneurship. Like it's just going to happen in any. Like if you open a shop, there's a risk that people won't like the shop. You just got to take calculated decisions.
Exactly. That's the whole point of being an entrepreneur. Like you have to take that risk. There's always gonna be a risk. It's not a safe path. There's
Yeah.
no such safe path because you're creating something or doing something newish or not of the norm, and
Mm.
the whole point is the risk. But yeah,
Yeah.
for last year, the risk, yeah, but it was risky because what if I didn't make the top 50?
Yeah.
But the thing that motivated me is, for this instance, one, since it was such a weird tournament, the money did motivate me. But two,
Sure.
also having a live leaderboard was perfect because you could see every like 10 minutes the leaderboard update and see where you are on the board.
Yeah. So you'd know exactly who
Yeah,
you like, what your competitors were on. Like you'd
exactly.
understand where you stood in the midst of it all.
Yeah, so I wouldn't go to sleep until I was like at least 40th, and then you wake up, you're like 70th, and you're like shit. So you have to go back up and then go back down. It's like, oh.
Did
I,
you like forego sleep just to
I
keep
did
playing?
like 3 all-nighters, yeah, that week I did 3 all-nighters.
Three.
Yep.
Did you
I'm
do you think do you genuinely think that had an impact on your mental health? Just like if that's too deep, just calm.
No,
But
I'm
like
trying to
honest,
think. I'm trying to think. I don't think.
like maybe even just short term, like you might have just felt a bit like you didn't really want to go out more, or
Oh no, no. After that, I was like, I'm not playing this game ever again, and I don't think I
oh,
touched
so
it
it made
because it
you
made
want to
me.
go out.
Yeah, like because obviously people that are watching the stream now, 3 of them also played in this, and they
Yeah,
played high. They played more hours than me. And I think
that's mad.
just as a whole, like none of us touched the game for weeks because it was just you felt a bit disgusted because that's too much. Because you need to find a
Yeah,
balance when playing.
I can't remember the word, but it's just oh yes, oh like overly saturated,
Yeah, that was it. You get
just
overly saturated.
just way too much of it all in one go. But that is
Yeah, it's
impressive. Like
mix
you
and match ups.
managed
Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah, so that was what obviously hard, but it didn't make me turn into like someone who hates the outdoors. If
Yeah,
anything, I wanted to get out of this place because you were sat here. I think I did like 87 hours here, which is in this
yeah.
desk right here. And you were here as well. You were in my
I
house.
know, I know, man.
Yeah, I
we were in your
just
back
realised
garden.
everyone.
We,
Oh, that was so peak. I remember.
uh,
That
we
was
were in
fun though.
your
But
garden just drinking, and you were just upstairs, just like getting away, and we were just thinking,
the
fuck.
craziest thing was that was like I got lucky with that because my parents went away that weekend as well. That whole week.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's why. So I just had like the whole house to just grind.
yeah.
On
Oh,
my,
that's,
I remember, I literally, bro, like you go to bed. What would you do? You wake up. You have literally, you from my bed. You walk over here, sit down here, play.
does that make you want to try more competitive game? Does it make you want to do competitive gaming for one? And does it make you want to follow more sort of entrepreneurial paths, like that idea of sort of taking a risk to follow your own goals to maybe get some sort of accomplishments or get somewhere on the ladder? Do you know if you know what I mean?
The ladder of what? Ladder of
I don't know,
lunch.
just like the ladder of like accomplishments. I don't know, like how. So if you were, so it depends what sort of entrepreneurial path you're following. Like if you're gonna go as a gamer,
Yeah.
so I guess like the ladder's just gonna be like, oh, you start low at that battle, what the battle thing you were talking about,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
then you know the top tier is being like the highest paid professional gamer in the world, whatever. Like
Oh, I see what you mean. So with this, you're saying with this like within the esports, you think I'll still carry on?
yeah. So does it first of all? So first of all, does it make you want to do more esports?
What, that tournament?
Yeah.
That tournament? Nah. Initially,
No, overall.
overall, um, overall, yeah. Like I do. Yeah, I see myself wanting to do more. Like
What's the last thing you did?
competitive wise.
Yeah.
Today actually we played. We're still doing like Halo 5 stuff. Halo 5, just keeping
Oh,
warm on that game.
oh yeah. No, I think I saw
Uh,
you. I was gonna try and catch you. I
the
saw you
grind saver
start
note.
to stream it.
Yeah. Sorry, no, I didn't grind save it. No, you cannot have a toasty archie. Sorry, man. I've run out of bread, mate. Mix match up. That is, to be fair, that is the most amount of money I've won in one sort of.
How much was it?
It was 500, which is nuts.
That is pretty nuts.
Just for
For
playing
just
a
like,
game.
yeah, just for chilling at home, not actually going anywhere. Have you ever, so you know the tournaments or the matches that you've gone out to a place to like actively have a tournament
In
with
events, I
other
mean.
people? Yeah, like a
Yeah,
full
yeah.
on event. Yeah. Have you won anything there?
Nah. The best I've ever done as a 4 is top 12. But that was not even a in equivalent to like a proper good tournament, it'd probably be like top 64, maybe top 48. Because there's
Yeah.
only like a small amount. There's like 24 teams at the event, maybe 28.
Do you think it would just stick? So do you think it'd stick? You'd stick to the one game? Like, would you go like
Yeah,
Halo
so
5?
so after like dipping my toes in COD and Halo, I think just from like this sort of path and on like let's say like esports is an entrepreneurial path.
Yeah.
Within this path, for me, sticking to Halo and seeing it out is the only other option because with COD, there's so many other variables. Whereas Halo,
Mm,
I've made a name for myself. I've got more opportunity, and it's
yeah.
just about like taking that opportunity. Same
Yeah.
with
You've
like
already
starting a
got the
business.
renown.
Like sometimes you get given a good opportunity, you just got to take it.
Yeah, like you've got the renown within the field, so you don't really want to like just change fields because you want things to change or because you think things might go better because then you'll just lose all of that progression that you made.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's the same thing for like any sort of entrepreneurial path. Like if you wanted to create a tech startup business
Yeah,
and it just doesn't quite go to plan, so you sort of had to just disintegrate everything and then start again, and then you change and you become, I don't know, um a trade assistant, like someone who works in trade,
yep.
um, then you've just completely changed what your focus is and what your speciality is. And I feel like it, in terms of broad entrepreneurship, you've got to have some sort of speciality. Otherwise, it's just like you're just all you're doing is widening the risk of things going wrong.
I agree, but then I also say like for me, when like we're young, I think it's the best to like I say put your fingers in as many holes as you can. Yeah, you know what exactly what I mean though. Like,
When we're young, yeah. When we're young.
yeah, yeah, like
Oh my days.
so you don't want to.
You want your fingers in lots of pies?
I'll put my finger in your hole. No thanks. Oh, sorry, Mia, sorry. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Like, you want to
Yeah,
be.
that
I feel
that's
like.
just
No.
oh
I feel
dear.
like when you're so young, you have like, what's our responsibilities? Let's be honest. Like, we have hardly
Yeah.
any. So like,
No,
for
so
me, yeah, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say I get you. So like before you're 18 or before you're like properly have to make adult decisions, I completely agree with you. Like
Not
you
even
know
18. Like, I'm talking about not even like 30. Like, I'm saying like from 30 young.
really?
Yeah, because what? Yeah, I
Okay.
don't have kids. I don't have a house. I don't have anything to pay for.
Yeah, but
This is
I've got things to pay for and I'm only
like,
your
yeah,
age.
but like what?
A house,
Like, yeah, but I
car.
mean like as in like a mortgage or something. Like an
I
actual
got
like big
yeah, I know, but
payments.
like I'm renting. But I mean, I'm not gonna have a mortgage right now. Like I'm not
No, no,
that
no.
keen. But I am renting a house and
But I
I
think
am paying
renting's
for a
like
car.
pretty normal. I say I'm talking like big, like mainly kids, just stuff that like you don't have a full time job. We don't have kids, and we don't have real big long payments. You know what I mean?
Right. I
So
think I get what you mean.
so like we're in like the best situation to like make the most of putting our fingers in all the holes because because you get to test. In my opinion, it's better to test loads of things and see what you're good at and see what you like,
Uh,
and fail now rather than fail like 20 years later.
yeah, but I still think that a decision like that you're making in the prime of your like career building like age of life.
Yeah,
So what from like 21 to 30, whatever.
yeah.
Like I think if you make too many wrong decisions during that time, and then the next time you make a decision, the next time you need someone to take a risk on you, like an investor or a hiring agent, then they're going to look at that and they're going to maybe think, ah, maybe this guy can't actually stick to his guns. Maybe he's not got it what it takes to persevere at something until it's fully done.
You think? Mm,
I don't know.
I
That's my mindset. But I understand where you're coming from, and I appreciate that. But that's just like I'm just when I think about it, that's what I worry about.
mm,
Just because it might seem a little bit too standoffish from just committing to one
to commit
idea.
like putting all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah,
And
maybe.
I think yeah, I can see that, but I think the reason that I don't want to do that again is because I've done that before, like all in one basket, and I mean like all in one basket.
Wait, was that
And that
Halo?
was no, that was COD, like where like
Oh
this is
right,
where like
yeah,
COD, like I threw everything, like I just pure COD. That's like 120% into COD. No life, no family, nothing, no friends, nothing. Like cut
yeah.
myself off completely and did like 120%, and obviously it didn't work out to the way I
Mm.
wanted it. Uh, and that's
You're quite
like
young though.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like I missed out on like what 4 months. Basically, because of that decision, it was a spiral. And so I think like psychology, I'm probably scarred from that decision. Oh my, bro, it was nothing to do with that. Oh, I'm ignoring that. Because
You just got baited. You just got baited.
because yeah. So I think I'm scarred just because if I commit to something that like that again, I have to be like 100% sure. Because if if I go wrong again, it's not a nice pain. Like, because then you feel you're obviously this is like being an entrepreneur. Oh no, this is like being an entrepreneur. Like you feel you feel like once something fails, like for
Yeah, yeah.
example, what who owner of Amazon, who's
Jeff
CEO?
Bezos.
Yeah, so he obviously I've seen pictures and stuff of how he started. He wasn't successful first time. He didn't like, all right, let's think Amazon. Day one, successful, was it?
No.
Like he obviously had setbacks and stuff, and I think that's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
No, I was just gonna say, do we know how many businesses Bezos has tried to set up before Amazon?
exactly no. So I'm presuming he's had many fails. Do you want to have a look?
Let's have a look. Right. So he worked at Intel, Bell Labs, and Anderson Consulting after graduating from Princeton University in 1986. He worked first at Fitel, a fintech telecommunications startup.
Okay, yeah. So
Then he was a banker.
yeah.
Then he joined D.E. Shaw and Co., which sounds like a oh no, it's a hedge fund.
See, that's my point. Like like look at like how
Yeah, but
he.
that's not entrepreneurial. Those are all following like standard career paths.
Okay, yeah. So even following standard career paths, he hasn't set down on one career path and stuck with it. Yeah, he's gone from something to then banker to then hedge funding
Yeah.
to then creating his own business.
Yeah, but the problem with the difference between following just like joining a business, being an employee,
Yeah,
and making an entrepreneurial decision and following that path, failing, making a new one, failing, or just like going through many paths
yeah,
and then coming to a new one, is that the employee being employed is just in a job. But the entrepreneurial is a decision that you've made, and it's a project that you've started and then abandoned. So that's like I feel like we're so if you leave a job
yep,
because you want to like you know want to change pace, you want to change the scenes, you're
yeah,
moving, or you just want to do something in a different field, and you're not getting fired or anything, then your new employer is not going to look and be like, "What the hell were you doing?" But if you have like 10 different entrepreneurial like businesses that you've started, 10 different businesses that you've started, like had investors or like put your own money in, put your family's friends' money in, and then just abandoned it, they're gonna probably be like, "What were you like? What was the plan with that?" They'll like I feel like that would be something that you'd be asked in an interview, like maybe if it was a bit harsh. But
really.
just I feel like they like to probe in interviews. Do you not think?
Yeah, no, no, yes, yeah. Especially the interviews, are yeah, they do like to try and get as much information and characteristics that they can out of you.
Yeah,
Because you're going to be employed for that company, they want to know you and
yeah,
who you
exactly. They
are and
want
the
to make
type of
sure.
person you are.
Yeah, for sure. That's just so that's like the worry that I'd have. But then I also do agree with you that you can't in unless you've got complete reassurance, put all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah, yeah. So going back to that, like that's why at the moment I'm just like I think it's cool to put loads of eggs in different baskets because um I just think I don't like I said I don't want to go balls deep in again because I'm just not ready for that. You know what I mean? I'm just not ready. So
Yeah.
uh yo,
You're
I'm
bad at
sorry.
this. You're
I'm
bad at
sorry.
this, man. You're bad at this.
Um
I don't know whether these Freudian slips or just whatever it is, but you're making it real hard to stay serious, man.
um yeah, that's my view on it though because I just think like imagine this like you're so knowledgeable in five different things rather than really knowledgeable in one thing. It's just
Yeah,
more of
but
a
are you so knowledgeable? Why did it fail?
fail what in what?
Well, I
Well,
don't know if you've
let,
so if you've gone down five different fields for
yeah,
5 different entrepreneurial attempts,
yeah,
and then you say you've got like experience in 5 different fields, but how much experience do you actually have if it's all failed?
true. But it just gives you. I think it's just the fact that it gives you more opportunity. It's like the fact that there's opportunity there. So let's say like you're bored of this project today, you have 4 others to hop onto and keep pushing. So it's almost like you see in like music where they have like the volume controls with like the little in DJing you have like the speed up and speed down.
Yeah,
It's like 5 fingers on all 5 different ones, and you can control which one goes up and down which day.
sure. Yeah, but that's what. So you're entertaining like a simultaneous, like 5 concurrent businesses, or like five
Yeah, in a way,
concurrent.
or just 5 different like sort of projects that you can work on when and if you want. That's what sort of talking about with entrepreneurial. Like you're creating your own projects and you're not putting your eggs in one basket. You've split them all up into like 5 baskets, or let's just say
Is
3, so it doesn't sound as much. 3,
is it realistic to entertain the idea that you could concurrently maintain five
not 5. I'd
entrepreneurial?
say 3. 3.
Three,
5 was
three's
a bad
max.
example. No, no, no. Like just arbitrary numbers. Like
But then what are you gonna do if three of like all three require the same time input as say your Halo stuff, like in a week?
yeah, so that's the thing. So you pick it up and drop it off when you want to go. So my plan is like if I gain like the basic understanding and all these different things, and if
Yeah,
like for some reason like one day I wake up and I'm like, oh, I want to do this for 3 months, I can do it. For
yeah,
example, right now, there's no point me putting 100 time into Halo because nothing's happening right now. I may as well wait for 6 months until the game's
sure.
out. Then I can drop whatever else I'm doing. Like I can cut down on work and stuff. I literally like put my work on hold and go 100% in Halo. But for the meantime, I've got 1 egg in Halo, and let's say I've got like 2 eggs in I don't know, like creating music or content, and then got another 2 eggs in trading, and then 2 eggs in work. You know, like
I feel like that you're quite lucky though because those things can be run concurrently. Like they're not all conflicting. Whereas if you had an IT business that went out and helped people with IT issues, then
yeah,
you'd have constant like requirements to meet, and it wouldn't be something you could just be like you get a bell from someone like, oh, my Wi-Fi's down, can you come and fix it, or can you come and set up my network, can you come and set up my servers, and you're like, yeah, sure. And then you're just like, oh, I'll be there next week though, I've got my Halo tournament on the weekend. Like
yeah.
you're quite lucky you've got things that you can run concurrently,
But
but I
you
feel
say
like when
lucky,
it gets
but
to a point.
I created those opportunities. It's not luck.
Okay,
I
yeah, yeah, all right, all right,
that's
all right,
my. I
that's
think
not.
that's what I'm trying to point across. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
so
no,
I have the opportunity to do whatever I want when I want because I've made the opportunity. Rather than
yeah,
so let's say like some people that don't like right now this is the perfect time like quarantine like the whole world is a perfect time for everyone to like pick up a new craft. You know, like even if it's like a classic like instrument learning or like learning a language stuff. This is the best time to like practice new things. You know, because you have no
definitely,
work,
yeah,
you have no uni, you have no school.
sure.
What else is there
Well,
to
no,
do?
I do have
No,
work.
okay, fair enough. But you don't have like you have to go to lectures and stuff like that. So I feel
I
like
do have to. I have to online ones.
all right, but you free time you have a bit. That's my
Yeah,
point.
sure. But then I mean, technically, it's the same amount of free time that I would have. But yeah,
You get the point though. So like
yeah, as a work as like anyone else, yeah, for sure.
yeah, yeah, fair enough. So like, I think from my head, me wasting this time is like just dumb. Like I think that's one of my mindsets. I think it probably is like a trait of being like an entrepreneur. Like wasting time is just not allowed because you want to make the most of all the time you have because you're trying to get ahead of people because you're doing something different and harder.
Okay, so I've got a question. So if you went on like first dates, you know the show First Dates?
I've heard of it. I'm guessing it's just about first dates.
Yeah, it's just like a
Okay.
blind first date. So when they introduce you in like the interview sequence, would you call yourself an entrepreneur, or would you just say, "Oh, I'm a, I'm like a catering staff or like a
Yeah,
service
no,
staff
so that's the
at."
thing. So let's say I went on a first date. I don't like the thing is I don't like saying what I'm doing. I like keeping it like a secret because I don't
Don't
really
want
like
them to steal your thunder.
not really. I just don't want like I don't want it to make it a big deal. So I just say like, oh, I'm a bartender. I just be like, yeah, I'm a
Sure.
bartender.
Yeah.
Like this is the best example. So obviously I work at the castle, and there's new people coming and going,
Mhm.
and I went to Max's in November with some people. And we talked about this, like this whole sort of situation that we're talking about now, and they had no idea, like that I did all this, because they like from their view of me was I turn up to work, I go home, that's it, which is perfect for me because I don't really care what anyone else thinks.
Do you not mind? So you don't. So you specifically want to avoid people knowing about your.
I don't make it the main topic. I think if they ask, I'll happily say, but I don't like
Right.
go out
Okay.
bragging because I don't. It's not that I'm not confident in it, but it's just that I like keeping it to myself. I think it's because probably like psychology from my parents when like they say like, "Oh, you're doing homework or something." I'm like, "No." Well, like I say, "Yeah," but I'm actually like playing Halo or something.
Right.
So
Okay.
I don't like saying anything to anyone anymore, even friends. Like even if like people ask me like what I'm doing and stuff, I'll obviously be like, I tell I actually a bad example. I tell my friends what I'm doing. It's just like randomers.
You just
I
sort of
think
only tell them necessary information.
yeah, I guess. But then you have obviously other people who chit chat everything.
Mm. Yeah.
So just yeah, back to the first date. If I'm meeting someone new, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'll do this, 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 this. I'm gonna keep it to the bare minimum. Like I don't wanna I don't wanna reveal my whole hand like straight away to them. I think it's nice to like gradually put it in. Because obviously
Have
it's
some
like people like
surprises.
Shrek said it best. Like people are like onions, aren't they? They got layers to them. Like
No,
you
ogres
got
like onions.
yeah, so are humans. Like we've all got
Yeah,
layers
but I
to
know,
us.
but but the whole point was it was ogres.
Yeah, but
Like
we're like ogres anyways, aren't we?
what?
We're similar, aren't we? We're like seals as well. We're all like creatures,
Right,
warm
man.
blooded. Yeah.
We're just chatting shit at this point, but that's cool.
But yeah, back to do you have anything else to put add onto that sort of topic before we move on to the next one?
I mean, not really. I've got like I'm not. I don't know. I feel like entrepreneurship. I feel like I've probably got this message across, but it's just, in my opinion, it's quite a risky thing.
Yeah, so would you ever be interested? Because I know you like doing computer science and stuff.
Yeah.
So would you ever be interested in doing something within that sector on your own, like on your ones, like
Yeah.
initially?
No, I like I almost did this year.
Really?
Yeah, because I was thinking there's a lot of uni students that have like technical issues with their laptops, computers, or whatever, and they'd rather just sort of pay some. They'd rather be like out of sight, out of mind. Just here's 20 quid, fix it, cheers. I feel like there's a lot of people who'd rather do that than go take it to a shop or just
Yeah.
try and figure it out themselves. So, and usually 90% of the time those things are gonna be like a quick fix, just like a defrag or just like an antivirus scan. So I thought it'd be like a pretty simple stuff, but then I honestly just got overwhelmed with like uni work. Like this is too much for me to like set up a whole thing like a network. I wasn't really sure how I'd go about it. Like that's like another thing, isn't it? Like how do you go setting up, putting your how do you put the roots down?
You just do it. You don't think about it, you just do it.
No, but
You
how like what platforms do you use?
what for that specific business that you're talking about?
Sure.
Well, that's like to do with you have to know a lot of people. So I'm guessing you have a university like there's obviously a university Facebook, right?
Yeah.
With everyone in. So you just have to start like asking, does anyone any need anything fixed or anything? They come to you, message you. You're like, yeah, I can fix that, 20 quid or whatever, 15 quid, like whatever, here and there.
See,
People.
I was thinking like more sort of high level. I was gonna make a website and everything and
Yeah, but I
like
think
a Facebook
initially you got
page.
to prove your worth and earn respect within
Mm.
because what like that like it's going to be your first impression. You have no experience in that. You can't like expect a lot when you're new into something.
Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah, to be fair, well, maybe I'll get on it next year because I have more time next year because I'll just be working. But
That's perfect. What about do you ever like view things and like think what you can do to improve them within the computer sector? So like you view like certain programs or certain like softwares in general and feel like, oh, I could make this, I can improve this, or I could like make this more efficient.
yeah, sometimes. But I honestly, most of the time, that stuff is so high level. Like the amount of, if you look at the amount of code that it takes to put in, like implement a program that's widespread, like Avast or Steam or
Yeah,
Discord or Twitch, like the amount of code that maintains that is just fucking mental. And just as as just someone who just is only just sort of starting to get into it. Like I'm only in my second year of like the
yeah.
degree. Like that would be extremely difficult. Like if you had no experience, like it'd be so hard to get into it, man. Like you'd have to be a developer who'd worked with that code for so long to really understand the ins and outs. But yeah, no, I've 100%. I've been like, oh, that feature could definitely be implemented, and it would probably work like that. But then in reality, it's a lot trickier. But I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, I think yeah, but just to link that to be like being an entrepreneur, that's what how an entrepreneur sort of thinks. They view things in the world and be like, how do I make this more efficient, or how can I improve multiple people's lives, and
Right.
that's how they start their businesses. Because at the end of the day, you can't. Your goal is to create a product or something that will make people's lives more efficient.
Mm,
Um, like sometimes I walk around and be like, oh, the way that we get paid and the system that we get paid on could be improved so much more. But I don't ever go into depth more why and how because I'm not in that. I don't know how to code. I have no idea about coding.
yeah.
But I do view like I go around sometimes and be like, oh, this could be improved or that can be
Sure.
improved. I think
Yeah.
that's like the basis of starting your own sort of ideas. Think about how do I make something more efficient, create something potentially, and like post it.
Yeah.
Either create something efficient or of value. That's like two main bases to go off.
Yeah. No, I think you're right.
Yeah.
That's a fair point.
Uh, Alright, I want to link us into the health hacks. I think this is
Oh,
a
the
good
health
topic.
hacks. All right.
I think
You're excited for this.
yeah, this is good. This is cool. So obviously being an entrepreneur is like quote unquote being different. I think a lot of these health hacks are also really different as well. I don't know if you. We'll start with a nice easy one. So with a health hack, it's something that's meant to improve your life.
Yeah.
Whether it's spiritually, physically, or mentally. Um, yeah. So I think I'm gonna start off with meditation. I don't know if you've ever done meditation before.
Mate, that's one of those things that like someone who is put like a year into it, they'll come to you and they'll be like, look, meditation has changed my life, mate. Honestly, all it took was 20 minutes before bed. Now, and I'm just in this state of complete and utter peace. I've never been anxious. I've never been scared. I don't feel bad. And you're just like, is it possible though? Because have you not just tried to sit there and sort of like find yourself in a place of mental calm, and it's just like doesn't work. You just got shit running around your head and
No,
nothing really
yeah.
falls
I
into
think the
place.
only time I've ever felt that is when I'm watching like ASMR videos.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. You know those videos, yeah.
Are you sure that's not just sleepiness though?
It could be. So that's the thing. I've never experienced like. I've never properly tried to meditate and hit that sort of Zen zone as they call it. Like,
But what is that? What is the Zen zone?
I don't know. It's just meant to. I've from what I've researched, it's like having a clear mind and like just thinking nothing and just clear thoughts.
Clear thoughts, but thinking
So
nothing.
it almost is like it calms you down like completely. You're just completely like still. There's nothing going on. And for me, that's like impossible because I'm like a really hyperactive person. Like I'm always got something going
Yeah,
on.
same. I find it really difficult to just not have something in my head or just on my mind. So I don't understand how you like start to go like how you go about it.
Well, obviously there's apps that I've seen on obviously on the marketplace. I
Like Headspace.
yeah, Headspace is one of them.
Yeah, no, that's decent actually.
Is you use that?
Yeah, yeah,
What's
no,
your opinion?
I really like it. Because they do these little it's like these little sleep things where it's like a 40-minute thing, and like there's one where it's like on a beach and they just sort of narrating what's going on. Like it's actually that's actually really calming because it's got like the background noise of like the waves, and you got someone talking really calmly, and it sort
Yeah.
of just like sets you in the right sort of chilled out mood to go to bed.
So
But I've not done they do like a meditation thing, but I'm not really delved into that.
so for you, it's like the noises of something that's calm set you in that calm mode.
Yeah, just something that's not like aggressive. Like,
Music. I say music's quite usually quite aggressive because it's quite like boom 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 like in your ear.
well, yeah, it depends what music though, because like
True, very true.
sometimes I go to sleep listening to music, but it's like music that's like really chilled out. Like no like bass or anything.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
ca- I can't go to sleep if there's like lyrics either. Like that's far too much. But if it's just sort of like
Wait, no lyrics.
nah, 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 nah.
So are we talking just like house? I'm guessing like chill house.
House,
Chill
no,
house
house
music.
has got bass, man.
Nah, not chill house. Chill house. Some of it's like chill.
I don't know. I'd say more like just like classical, like just sort of
Really? Like they play
yeah.
Mackies when you're like drunk.
Sure.
Okay.
except less sort of like trying to keep you calm, more just trying to like put you bed. Like
Yeah.
there's a specific artist I listen to, or like composer I listen to. He's pretty good. Like he did like a whole album on sleep, and he's like an electric classical composer. It's pretty nice actually.
Yeah. I've never tried it. I've never tried
Do you
sleeping
listen? Do you
with.
listen to house to go to bed?
That's probably why I'm not sleeping. No, I
I've
can't.
got a great image of you just like house every weekend, just blasting on the
House
speakers.
every
You're just like
weekend.
snuggled
Yeah.
up, just like, oh mate, this is it. I'm feeling
Yeah.
really chilled out
Yeah.
now. And your mum just like, Spen, what the fuck's wrong with you?
It's got knocking on my door.
Yeah, it's like, turn it off. I can't sleep.
Nah. I can't fall asleep with anything in my ears. I don't like the feeling of it.
No, I don't mind it, but it's when you're in the middle of the night and you like turn over, and then like you're like lying on your front or whatever, and then that little earbud's just sort of pressing into your chest, so
Ooh,
you just
nah, I'm
wake
not.
up and you're just like too tight. You're like, fuck off. Like I honestly, I get that all the time, and it just pisses me off because I'm just like waking up halfway through the night with these wires like wrapped around me, and then I've just got to like undo it all and chuck it out of the bed because it's all just like been curled around me as I've rolled in my sleep or whatever.
Is that the thing? The thing I'm scared of is being strangled like in my sleep. Like, what if like it wraps around my neck and I'm like,
Are you mad?
no, I'm being serious.
How?
Because I move a lot in my sleep. I know I do. I've been told I do as
Yeah,
well.
if you're gonna wake up though, you're not gonna just like
Yeah, but
die.
even obviously I wouldn't die, but like the fact that I'm waking up because I'm strangling myself is quite scary.
No, I don't know. I feel like
Am I overthinking that?
you'd have to really aggressively roll, wouldn't you? Because like
No,
you'd
because
have to wind up quite
I'm
tight.
thinking is you just sort of like you finish and as in like you finish. Why is it every time? Fuck. You, I can't even recuperate from that. I can't even recuperate from that. As in, like, you finish turning round and you've landed like on top of the wire, which is already like sort of taut. So you've made it more taut round your neck.
Taut.
Yeah, taut. As in, like, it's
I don't understand what this is working. I can't figure out in my head the
I'm
image of
sorry, Mia.
this.
You
So
can't.
nah. But basically, actually, you know what I really want?
She wasn't sure. No, I've been called out, boys.
uh, mate, exposed. No, there's those Bose quiet like sleep comfort ones, aren't there? They're Bluetooth, so like you don't have to worry about choking yourself out in
Oh,
your
that's
sleep.
perfect. Yeah,
But then, mate,
I've
them
got some
Bose
here
ones,
actually.
they're like 150 quid.
I've got these ones. These
What
are like,
are they?
I don't know. They're headphones, eh? Like these little wire ones, like just around my ears like that.
No. They're like I think they're more like AirPods, but they're like obviously they're like sit quite sort of low profile, so you can still like have your head on the pillow, but not really feel like you're
Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah,
stabbing yourself. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Yeah. But I see. I get them, but they're so expensive. See, that's the thing. Like, I feel like it's actually pretty difficult to get yourself in a good. Like, it's quite difficult to sort yourself out in terms of sleep.
As in good sleep.
Yeah, like really getting yourself a perfect night's sleep because you need that like blackout blind, and you need like no quiet. You need like full on quiet, and then you have to have the
What
right
is
sort of
perfect sleep? Because I feel like that differentiates for different people.
just not waking up in the middle of the night, man.
Do you actually wait? I don't wait. I've never done that.
Oh, mate,
Actually, I do, but
honestly,
I don't. Not in a while.
I go through periods like of a week where I'm up like probably like 10 to 20 times a night. Like I just find myself waking up, and then it's just like as soon as you recognize like you're waking up, you're already gone past the point of just turning over and going back to sleep, and you're just starting from tile one again. Like it's so annoying.
That does
You
sound
sort of
rough.
get back up, and then you're like fucking hell, man. Or you wake up needing to piss in the middle of the night. That's the worst
That's why I
feeling
always go to the toilet
ever.
before I go to bed.
Yeah,
Always.
so do I. But then you also want to like don't. The worst feeling is being thirsty in bed. Like that, you know for a fact that that water you reach for on your bedside table in the middle of the night, and you take a fat sip from, is the best tasting water you'll ever have in your life. You can't
That is
resist
true.
it.
That is
And
true.
then you wake up at 5 in the morning,
Yeah.
and you're absolutely busting. You're just thinking like, mate, can I make it? Can I make it? You're like, can
What,
I
through
make
the
another?
sleep?
Yeah, can I make another 3 or 4 hours?
Yeah, yeah, I
You're
have that.
just
I've had
thinking,
that.
man, it's really going to be a close
It's
call.
gonna be
It's
close.
like, and it's hurting. So it's like, oh, I've got to go back to sleep before this piss becomes like real big, like
Oh,
powerful,
100%. Yeah, yeah. Like pain.
powerful pain. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean.
Yeah, you
And
just
now
gotta
I'm
sleep
getting
through
really thirsty, man.
it.
Make me think too much.
Yeah, I get that feeling. That's why I always go to the toilet before. But back to what we were saying, meditation. Would you ever give it a go? Yeah or nay?
Yeah, but on the condition that the person who is, or like the app that was showing me, actually had a clue what it was doing. Like, I
Deal.
don't want someone I don't want someone who doesn't actually know that much about meditation, or just like has been doing, like, just has like a self-claimed technique that might or might not work. Just to be like, oh yeah, close your eyes for 10 minutes, think of nothing. Like, you've got to
Yeah.
have. There's got to be like, surely there's a more deep process, like a breathing technique or something that will just work properly.
Yeah.
But then also, like, why do you need to meditate? Like, what's the point of it? Is it just to literally just clear your mind, like de-stress? Like,
That's
what's the
something I
main?
feel like we have to talk to like a mentor in meditation to like teach you. I feel like it is almost a skill.
Is this is this an
Is this an
idea? Is
entrepreneurial
this an
idea?
idea?
This might be an idea.
Yeah, I'm seeing it happen, mate.
I'm
No,
seeing that.
I think that would be a. Like, I'd like to be able to like just sort of chill out and meditate. Like, to be like, all right, yeah, I'm good off to meditate now, and then just be really chilled out, and then go to bed like completely zen, just like no worries whatsoever, so calm. I just don't think I don't know how possible that is, or how long it would take to achieve that.
Exactly. We'd have to find out, wouldn't we?
Mm.
Honestly, I'd say give it a go as well. I think I want to sort of venture into that sort of. It's almost like a spiritual sort of. They call it spiritual sort of healing in a way. Like being able to clear your mind, clear the soul, feel good,
I don't know. I think
conquer the day.
not sure how I feel about the spiritual side.
You don't believe in that stuff.
I don't know. I'm a bit of a skeptic. I feel like it's
Uh,
I don't know, a bit touch and go, isn't it? Do you
I
believe
think
in that?
uh after doing, I mean after like hearing stories of
Stories about
like
what?
hallucinogenics and stuff.
Right.
Obviously, I don't condemn drugs or anything, but
Don't what?
condemn drugs.
No, no, you do condemn drugs.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that one. Whoops. Um,
Oh, advocate here. Big up.
bleep. Nah,
Everyone
but
get your daily shot.
after seeing and hearing stories of that, I don't know. I'll be turned to some sort of spiritual stuff involved with inside us that we don't
Yeah,
know
but like,
about.
what do you mean though? Like,
By
what, like,
spirit, I sort of just mean the self. I think I just mean like self-awareness, like being self-aware. And by self-aware, you'll know what I mean if you know what I mean. I can't really explain it. Like
I don't know what you
self-aware
mean.
is like I know what I'm doing in this moment. I know what I'm doing in the outer moment, and I know what I'm doing like in the overall moment. It's hard to explain.
I've lost you here, Spencer. I'm not gonna lie.
Like what? Obviously, I know what we're doing now. We're talking to each other. People are watching. We're talking to them.
Sure.
Yeah. And then there's obviously another moment where the outer moment is like everyone in my house, so I can, I know what's going on in my house. I can hear, I know, yeah.
Where-
But then like, yeah, and then the outer moment is like I'm on a planet. I'm like chilling. I'm a human. Like my self awareness and like what I'm
Right, so
doing.
you're the understanding of yourself on a grander scale.
Yeah, it's just the fact that understanding that there's more than just one level. Like it's not just like one level. There's like multiple ways of thinking. Like I'm thinking what I'm doing right now. I'm thinking from your point of view of like you're trying to think what I'm thinking. You're trying to understand what I'm saying, and then you got people on the stream that are like thinking like, you know what I mean? They're all different
No,
levels.
you've got to be more. There's got to be more clarity here for you to actually be able to empathize with your pattern of
Like,
thought, mate.
oh, how do I explain this? I just mean being self-aware of just in the moment. Like, I understand what's going on everywhere.
So you're just omnipotent. You're just, I'm God. I'm God. I know what you're doing. Like
Bro,
Mia,
like.
I know what you're doing right now. Theo, stop it. I can see what you're doing right now, fam.
Not everywhere. You know what I mean? Like I can feel, I just feel self-aware of what's going on around me, and a little bit beyond. I think that's the best way to put it.
Oh, we're gonna have we got to change from that because
We could
that's
do a whole
really
podcast on that, bro. We'll just explain it.
that's really baffling me.
I'll
I'm
get a
not gonna
whiteboard
lie.
out and explain it.
Are you gonna tell me that you believe in aliens now?
I think, yeah, I do. Do you not?
Oh, actually, let's leave that. I reckon that's a whole
Oh
topic.
yeah, yeah, come. But oh no, next health fact I want to talk about is cold showers. Have you ever done a cold shower?
Once,
Just once.
involuntarily.
What? What, a dare or something?
No, I got in the shower and it was cold,
Yo, that's the
and I needed a
worst.
shower pretty badly. So I was like, you know what? Let's just go for it. So it was pretty awful. I didn't understand the concept behind it.
Um, so I think from a health point of view, um, if you know like when you get like spots on your back and stuff.
Yep.
So obviously hot water
Mm.
or any heat like steam, hot something, opens up your pores obviously in your skin.
Yep.
So when you have a hot shower, you're opening up your pores. Let's say you have
Sure.
some spots on your back. You open up all your pores on the hot shower, and
Right.
you turn the shower off. So your body's still hot, and your pores never get properly closed. So it still allows for bacteria and gunk to go back into them. So when let's say you start off with a hot shower, you open your pores, you cleanse them out, exfoliate
Yeah.
them,
Sure.
and then you finish with a cold shower. Doesn't have to be long, like 10, 20 seconds. Finish with a cold shower. What the cold shower does is it closes all your pores because obviously cold closes, heat expands.
Okay.
So that's just from like the health point of view.
All right.
But also, you've only had one. But whenever I have a cold shower, I don't actually have a full cold shower. I finish with the cold showers.
Right.
So, bro, come on. So basically, I'll start off with a hot shower,
Yeah.
and the last like 10, 20 seconds,
Yeah.
cold shower comes on. You feel like a caffeine rushing away. Like you wake up, you like revitalize your body. You feel like alive because
I
it's like
don't
a
shower in the mornings though.
no. I don't either. I shower in like afternoons now. Cause I don't have time in the morning, so I just do it in the afternoon.
I just shower. I shower before bed. So
Yeah, I've already had a shower.
okay.
I forgot. So I'm just thinking you should get on it.
I'll try it tonight. I tell you what. I'll try it tonight, and I'll report back to you.
So you have to ease yourself into it. So that's the thing. So you start off hot, and then you'll end with a 5 second shower, if that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Five
That's
second
fine.
cold
I
one.
could do that. I could do
You
that.
just get used to it,
Yeah.
and it's really good for like your skin, and it's also good to like. It sort of wakes you up there. That's the thing, because it's like a fight or flight response.
I don't
Like
want to wake up.
exactly. So I don't know if you want to do it at night, because it almost like wakes you up. It wakes you up because like imagine jumping into cold water. Your body's
Yeah.
instantly like it wakes you up. So
Well, I'm giving it a go, so I'll just do it anyway.
yeah, I think that's probably one of the only health hacks I do. Um,
Really?
yeah. I mean, uh, there is loads of others like sleep. So I've got some here like sleep 7 hours. I do 7 hours, to be fair.
Yeah.
Seven's my optimum, I found. I've done a little test over the last couple months.
Really?
Yeah, 8 is too much for me. I get like overtired. I get
I
like
know what you mean. Yeah.
9 is just disgusting. Anything above
S-
8 is just disgusting
I
for me.
can't figure it out. I've had such issues with it, mate. I'll go like 10 hours and feel like I've had 3 hours sleep.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I don't do 10 because I just feel worse than 3.
Yeah. Sometimes I wake up from like a 6 hour sleep and I'm like, I don't feel that bad.
That's yeah.
Like my mind feels awake, but my I've got bags under my eyes, and my body starts to ache and shit like that. Like, so I just feel like that's a bit tricky.
For me, like between 6 and 7 is perfect. Like you said, like you feel like you don't feel
I try and do
tired.
8. I try and do 8.
Really? Yeah, but I've found if I sleep 8, it's just too much. I think it's because to do with sleep cycles. Like
It's
obviously,
like,
it's a good topic to go into. We'll do it like another time. But there's like a whole. I've watched a whole like documentary stuff on sleep.
sure.
It's pretty interesting to go into. We'll leave it for another time.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of like thought behind sleep and what happens during your body during sleep.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that. I got on here obviously exercising 3 times a week.
Yeah.
I think like strong exercise per week. I think is a good
Yeah.
number's like 5 hours. 5 hours is like pretty good.
Per week.
Yeah,
Don't know.
3 to 5 hours.
I don't know if I put a measure on it. I just
You just
say
do it.
like like if you're doing an hour a day, you're sorted. Like, but then I'd say like, yeah, I mean 5 hours sounds right. Like generally five days out of the week, it's good to do. I generally 5 days out of the week I'll do an exercise and I'll spend like an hour and a bit on it, and I feel like that's a good sort of
That's
amount. Like
perfect. Yeah, yeah.
three days a week sounds like just about good. But I feel like you can't you definitely can do too much.
Oh, 100%. I think when you feel that too much, there's no point pushing because you just hurt your body more.
Yeah, you
I've
got
been there. I've been there.
yeah. Spen's been lifting them big weights.
Yeah, big ones.
And then you just aching the
Oh,
next
aching for the
day,
next
just like,
week.
oh, like, nah, shouldn't have done it, shouldn't have done it. Having mad back pains, that kind of thing, yeah.
Literally. How do
So
you
yeah, I
control
agree
that?
with that.
Mia said, "How do you control that, though, Sven? What does she mean?
The sleep,
How do you control
don't know,
what? Well, you just set an alarm.
with an alarm, yeah.
Yeah, so I just set an alarm. Obviously, it's never going to be exactly 7 hours. It's just like an estimate of like, let's say tonight I'll go to bed at like 11. I'll wake up at 6 a.m. That's around 7. I say I'll be in bed by like 10:45.
Do
I'll
you
get.
have Wait, do you really?
Yeah, I'm on some weird schedule, bro. Like I'm on some nice schedule. I'm up at
Oh,
6, bro.
telling me this, yeah, damn, okay.
Bro, it's been going good as well. Like, whew, I'm enjoying it.
I can't believe that.
The only thing that's annoying is like I'm quite a social person, so it's a bit lonely in the morning. Some
Yeah,
people like that, but I don't like it. I'm like, where's everyone? And obviously there's no one here anyways. But
be social with your family.
no, I just mean like social with anyone. Like no one's awake at 6. Like think about even online. Like even if I go on like computer, no one's awake
Yeah,
till like 10, 9, 10. So like
yeah,
those
that's
first
the
four
thing.
hours are like they're like proper solo hours. Those it's like 2 a.m. times to me. Like you know
Yeah,
when you're 2 a.m. no one's really like
yeah.
you're by yourself. You know those are the sort of like times.
No, I mean, I'm up at like probably like 10:30 or 11 nowadays. I'm quite bad. I stay up until like
What
2:30.
where's that metric come from of being bad? Why is that bad? Like realistically,
I don't know.
there's
I
nothing like
just
if anything, there's nothing to do. There's no real bad schedule here.
Well, yeah, no. I feel like functioning outside of daylight hours can make you go a bit loopy. Like,
But you can't go out anyways.
no, I know, but like just be like looking outside and seeing the sun, and especially if
Oh,
you
I
get
see
up
what you
really
mean.
late.
Yeah, yeah.
To be fair, like now we've had daylight saving time, it's not that
It's not
bad
bad. Yeah,
because we've
everything's moved. Yeah.
yeah we've got quite a lot of sunlight coming out. But in general, like especially during the winter, if you're waking up at midday, well, you've only got like 4 or 5 hours of sunlight, and then it just gets depressing because you're just like, where's the day gone? And then you're
Yeah,
constantly
I
just
think anything after like midday is like vile. Like
vile.
is yeah, capital. Like when I woke up at 4 p.m. once, that was vile. 4 p.m. is the latest I've ever woken up.
That's
That's
dangerous.
disgusting because you've wasted a day. You've woken up and it's nearly evening. That I
Yeah,
think that messes with your mental health as well.
for
Because
sure. No,
imagine,
definitely.
because I feel like you become more sort of depressed, like waking up in the evening, because you've wasted a day. You feel like.
Yeah, you've just not really had time to function with everyone else around.
Yeah, so we're waking up at 6. You have like the whole day because the day's just started.
I feel like I'd like to do that, but I just know I won't. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I think I know. I do it because like I'm excited to get up. There's a difference. You have to like create something to get you up. You can't
What
just
do you
wait.
do?
Well,
What's the
I
first
do.
thing you do when you
As
get
soon as I
up?
wake up, I roll to my desk, turn my computer on, hop on the charts, bro. I'm on the charts. 10 at 6
On
a.m.
the charts, you're
On the charts.
trading,
I'm trading.
making money
Yeah, so you just get paid to wait, don't
non-stop.
you? Yeah, it's good. Owen's got it exactly right. 4 to 11. 4 a.m. to 11 a.m. Is that what you do?
No, I'm not that bad. Like I'm 3 to 11,
Okay.
or like 2:30 to 10:30. I
That's respectable. That's not bad.
It's pretty bad. It doesn't feel nice.
I used to do that
Like
all the time as well.
plus like the fact that like especially now I'm home, my mum like wakes up at like 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
I hear everything going around like in the morning. I'm just thinking, oh, shut the fuck up, mate. I'm on like 3 hours sleep. Just let me
Yeah,
go for
yeah.
a little bit more. And back at uni, it's just way nicer because no one gets up till like 10.
Yeah,
So
of
and I'm
course. Yeah.
just pure silence until then, so it's pretty lush. But nowadays, I feel like I should probably change it.
Mm, yeah. Um, when we obviously with my work, I finish at like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. sometimes. So like my schedule's ruined then.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like
I did some like a weekend where it was like 4 a.m. I finished like I probably got on my phone actually, but it was like we had like an open day. Obviously, it's like a college or something where open up to the public. Public come in, have a little look around. So I worked four.
Ooh, getting that close up on that trim.
Oh yeah, we're not allowing that. We're not allowing that. Um, so obviously here,
Oh,
yeah.
fuck.
So I started at 4 p.m. on a Friday, finished at 3:45 a.m. Yeah.
Yeah,
Start the next day at 1 p.m. Respectable. Yeah.
right.
And I finish at 2:45 in the morning. So that's a 13-hour shift.
Yeah.
And then I start the next day at 9 a.m. and finish at 3.
Are you
That whole
serious?
weekend was That was like the other weekend, yeah. That was just before our lockdown as well. That was brutal that weekend.
I couldn't hack that for sure. It's
Yeah,
too much.
but I think it's the only reason, like I said, I don't do stuff that I'm not happy with. If I wasn't happy with a job, I'd quit.
Yeah,
But I think it's just because it's almost like it's like college for me. It's just like a It's not a mess around, but I'm on
I get what you
bar.
mean. Yeah.
I'm everyone's my age. We're just having fun, making drinks. I'm whipping up cocktails. I'm pouring drinks. Like
Is it so? Most of the time, is it just weddings and that?
yeah. So like our job's like to make someone's best day the best day possible, and that's sick. Like that's like
That's such like a
what better like job could you ask for? Like you get to make someone smile even more. That's perfect.
yeah, but then all the piss heads coming in like, oh, where's my fucking drink and
Well,
stuff like
that's
that.
yeah,
Do
but
you not get that?
that makes the fun of it. Like that sort of adds to it, doesn't it? Like,
I mean, no,
when you see
I
loads of people drunk, that's perfect because then you're like, yo, what's up? And he's like tips you, like perfect.
nah, I feel the opposite. I feel like when people just like drinking just makes people rowdy, and then when you're behind the bar, they're just like they just want stuff from you, and then they're expecting you to like be it there, if like be there ready to give every wish to them just straight up, and they're just gonna kill you if you don't do that. I just do not like that.
I think there's more younger people. Like for us, it's obviously the Farnham Castle is not cheap. It's not a cheap venue. It's like I don't know,
Mm,
I'd say like 20k at least, like minimum usually for a wedding.
20K.
So people there aren't of that sort of nature. You know what I mean? So they're like more posh in a way. So there's a lot more posh people.
I find the posh people worse, mate.
Really? For me,
But
they're perfect. Like once they get drunk, the lads are like really like bantery. They're really like nice.
no, I really despise the posh people to be fair, I've been in a different environment, like behind the bar in a pub.
Pub, yeah, that's the behind the bar and pub definitely gets rowdy. I can
But
imagine.
but like it's there's a lot of posh people going in there.
But I think it's because it's the actual event, like the event. It's not a pub's just a pub day. Like an event is someone else's wedding. There's no point causing a scene at someone's wedding.
Yeah, I guess so.
We have had it. Like it's not. Don't get me wrong. It's happened, but it's not a regular occurrence.
Mm, maybe I need to get myself a job.
Bro, I can get you a job straight away if you want the
Nah,
castle.
just kidding. I don't want a job.
Oh, okay, no worries. Yeah, and the last health hacks I want to go on to is I don't know if you heard of it. It's called journaling.
No.
So the idea of this is you obviously have like a little diary book. And
Right.
instead of saying what you've done, you write what you're going to do. So you plan out your whole day in that book.
I don't
So
like that.
yeah. So you like let's say like 8 a.m. you wake up and you write everything. Like 9 a.m. you eat breakfast. What did you eat? And then stuff like that.
What's the point?
Exactly. And I think if I had to live from a book and like do whatever this book told me, I'd go insane.
I feel like it's too time consuming if
Agreed.
I
Yeah.
had to plan out all my daily activities into a diary. Like, oh, eat breakfast. I don't see. I'm not sure where the benefits coming from that. I was always going to eat breakfast anyway. Why do I have to write it down? I understand that it might lend structure to people who struggle sticking to
Yeah. So
schedules.
that's what I was gonna say. It lends structure to people who one are forgetful and have some um sort of illness where they forget what's going on around them,
Sure,
and it helps
but
structure their life. And
that's
that's
less
medical.
like
Yeah.
yeah.
But
That's like a medical requirement.
from an average human standpoint, in my opinion, I don't agree with it.
So I thought you were gonna like come up with me like, yeah, I've got a journal. I'm
Yeah.
tracking every little detail.
Yeah,
Like,
it's here. I
oh
got
look,
it.
I drank 6 glasses of water today. Like,
Perfect. Nah, I don't. I'm not a fan of that.
okay,
I'm
well
not a fan
that's
of living out of a book. It's not something that I like to have control over what I'm doing. So
you
if
want to
I,
be. Oh right, control. I was gonna say you live spontaneously or something, but
yeah, I do live spontaneously, but I have control of that spontaneity rather than a book saying, "Go do this now," like out of nowhere. You know, it's not Harry Potter, is it?
I'm not sure. I think Harry Potter's just a
Well, you know what I mean. Like the
novel.
newspapers like move and stuff. Like, so my journal will be like,
You've lost me. You've lost
no,
me.
in Harry Potter, like the newspapers, they're like animated stuff and they actually move and talk.
Yeah, but
So my novel would be like randomly talk to me and be like, go do something now. That's it being spontaneity. Spontaneity. That's the spontaneity in it. No,
I'm lost. I'm lost.
that's fine.
I'm
Because
lost. But basically, journal of activities for the day is a no go.
yeah, not for me.
Well, I mean, I'd honestly, I'd rather spend more time like learning a language or learning meditation
Yeah,
than writing out a journal. Like, I feel like that you could use your time so much more wisely.
agreed. I think it's a waste of time for me, and it's like did you ever do a revision timetable?
No, I hate revision
Exactly.
timetables.
For me, like that is like you wasted like half an hour colouring a little revision
Yeah,
timetable.
literally.
Like, if anything, that's just showing that you've procrastinated.
Yeah,
That's just like procrastination work, in my opinion.
you just got to crack on with it. Plus, you can't always like plan for stuff to go as you want during the day. Like things are gonna
Exactly.
change, the way you feel are gonna change. You might not, you might just want to like postpone it a bit and still do it. But I personally just can't do them. I understand people that do, like they have that really strict regimen, but I'd much rather just stick to what I want to do without having to like pretend that I'm gonna follow some weird guideline that I'd set out for myself at the beginning of the day.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. No one wants to work with you, Spen. I know. Can't you just write a list? Journaling sounds long. Yeah, true. I think I have done a list sometimes where I have so much to do in one day that I can't keep it all in my head, so I write it down. So there's no
Right.
like time constraint with it. It's just this is my to-do list. I've done that a couple times where I've had so much to do, I don't want to forget it, so I'll write it down.
No, I get that. That makes
I think
sense.
that's what I think I'd do that, yeah.
I do that really quickly, like on my phone notes or whatever. Like if there's something that I desperately I want to make sure I don't forget, and I want to catch up with it, or want to just make sure that it's all getting done. But like, what kind of stuff do you do that for?
Just so honestly the last time I did it must have been like a couple of years ago. I haven't done it recently.
Oh, really?
Um yeah, I did it when I had an event the next day. So it was for one of my Halo events, 2017 I think I did it.
Yeah.
It was before, I remember before my London event I had a lot to do. I had like two homeworks to do that Thursday because I was going to be away the whole weekend. I had homework due Monday, so I just wrote down, all right, this needs to be done. Those two homeworks. I need to shower, like cut all my nails, like shit like that. Yeah, no trust. I went like proper in depth, like just so I didn't forget. There was so
Weird.
much to do. I had to like finish editing this video. I had to like pack it, make sure I packed everything. You know, like you do a list and you pack. Do you ever do that?
Yeah, yeah. No, I always
So
do
I
that.
put so I put stuff on there, like make sure I had like a shirt, socks, whatever, pants, whatever.
Yeah. Now, listing when you're packing is like completely fine.
I think
That's
that's
quite.
yeah, because you have a lot of items to put in, right?
Yeah, that's just purely not wanting to forget something.
Yeah, so that's the whole idea of a list, like a to-do list, I guess. You don't want to forget what you have to do during that day.
Yeah, but I feel like it's different. Like unless it's like a packed day where I've got a lot of tasks that I actually need to get done, and there's a lot of stuff that I might just forget the sort of ins and outs of.
Mm.
I'd much rather just go with the flow for the day because I mostly know what like I'm doing for the general part of the day. Like if I get up, I feel like I'm not going to do too many intense things that could possibly be forgotten. I feel like I don't need that. I feel a bit strange.
Yeah, I know, I see. But then you could link it back to being an entrepreneur. Like when you link doing so many things, you have to have that to-do list to completely fill all your baskets with those eggs.
Yeah, so you got to have that. Play Halo, get up, trade, then Halo, then go
Yeah,
to work.
literally, yeah.
You're getting those. You're getting your fingers in all those holes,
But I
aren't you?
think it's only just to start off a schedule. Once you get that schedule, you're fine. You don't need it. It's just like starting a new schedule. You might need help, like remembering what you need to do.
Okay, yeah, all right.
You see?
I can get behind that.
What the hell, Riley, bro? Sorry, man.
I
Um,
was about to say we got some paranormal activities going on, mate.
yeah, it's my cat blues. Yeah, I enjoyed that. You covered everything?
Yeah, man. I've I've got nothing good to say about. I don't. I'm not an advocate. Exactly an advocate for keeping myself healthy with strange health hacks or anything. So
Yeah.
eat your greens, get your sleep,
Eat your greens, get your sleep that you find optimal.
drink water.
2 liters. Nah, I thought, is it 2 liters?
I think it's more than that. I
Really?
think it's like 7, mate, for a
No, it's
day.
not. 7 liters. That's a lot,
Yeah.
bro.
Hold up.
Bro, you know
It's,
how many liters that is?
yeah, I
No
do.
wonder you go to the toilet so much. Seven,
Drink 8. What? Oh, it's American. I don't know what that means.
8 ounces.
64 ounces throughout the day.
That's 2 liters, bro. Come
Oh, come on.
on. 7, bro. We'd be
I don't
drowning in
know.
water. But yeah, drink your water, eat your greens.
Two's not that much. Two
Yeah,
liters.
that's like one of those big Buxton water bottles.
That's not that much for a whole day.
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe I've just been necking too much water.
Oh, we got a guest. Finally arrived. A bit late.
Who?
Right, yeah.
Oh, the cat. Hello.
Yeah,
Yeah, no.
I'm
Apart
happy
from
with that.
those vital
Nothing
health
else really. Oh,
tips,
exercise actually. Exercise a week per week.
we talked that. We talked about that.
Sorry, a bit distracted there. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. Yeah,
Sorted, mate.
awesome. If you have any
Wait.
questions in the chat, what are you gonna say?
Oh no, I was just gonna say maybe we could outline a bit of a teaser for next time, like subtopic wise.
Topic wise, what are you
Yeah.
feeling for next time? We have many a topics.
I want to do UFOs. I just like we mentioned that I want to do
Just
it.
UFOs or
I don't
conspiracy sort
mind
of theories?
paranormal stuff.
Conspiracy theories?
Yeah, it
That's
can
part of
be, man.
UFOs, isn't it?
I feel like they're all quite broad, so maybe we
Really?
could
Okay, so just
cover.
cover it down into like
Well, yeah, you could do like UFOs. You could do like
extraterrestrial life then.
extra what?
Extraterrestrial. Is it not?
Extraterrestrial.
That's the one, yeah. What did I say? What did I say?
Extraterrestrial.
Close enough.
Yeah, man. To be fair, the moon landing theory brings up a good point. We should that whole moon landing conspiracy is pretty interesting to look at.
What moon? Like, do you think it? Oh, we won't talk about it now, but yeah, I think it's a good
I
one.
spoiler, I don't think it was faked. No.
Really?
What do you mean,
Oh,
really?
I don't know. I've heard so many things about it
Nah,
being and not
man.
being.
I
5G
don't,
towers cause coronavirus? Nah.
nah, a little bit too far fetched,
Yeah.
perhaps.
But yeah, we'll go over UFOs. I'm 100% down for that.
Sick. Well, we could, yeah. So that's possibly what's been going on next week.
Uh,
Maybe no, not next week. Sorry, next time. And
yeah,
maybe, what if we'll get an actual chance of having someone on the show?
yeah. We'll try and get someone else on. Whoever wants to come on, we'll sort it out.
5G melting our brains. I mean, there are quite a lot of people who are really booking out about 5G, like harming ears. That is pretty mad. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Unfortunately, my hair will not be fixed by next show. We're gonna have this for the next couple hundred shows.
You've got a cap somewhere lying about, surely.
Oh, I do. Yeah, behind me. Yeah. So
Sorted.
just wear a
Yeah,
hood or
just
something, because
cover up that.
that is bad. Like if I take my head off, I think it might be worse.
Let's see. Put
Bro,
your head down. Put
you
your
can
head down.
actually see your
Put your head
face.
down. Put your head down.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
no. Get close to the camera. Get close to the camera. Oh, mate. I can't
It's just the
lie.
fact as well that these are out of length as well.
It's
Like, look at that.
don't lift that up. Oh
That's
god.
hilarious.
It actually makes you look like you're balding. Are you sure you're not balding?
What do you think? Oh shit, maybe I am, you know. This is the end, boys and girls. I'm balding. Nah, I think I've always had that. I've always had that.
You might as well just shave it all off, mate.
Oh, that's the next live stream done.
Mm,
Yeah. Yeah. Any questions at all before we end it?
from the attentive audience.
Jenny Baldwin, she's exposed you. The natural process is starting. Nah, come on, come on. Allow it.
This side profile's not looking too hot. So I'm really ripping into you. Sorry,
No,
mate.
it's fine. I like it. No questions? Perfect.
No, I don't think so, mate.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you for coming, Finn. Been a good
Yes.
one.
Again. Yeah. Cheers, mate.
We'll be live
Uh,
like probably Friday, Saturday if you're free.
Friday or Saturday. Yeah.
Perfect. Hopefully get someone else on, one of you guys on this in the stream. Come on, talk about what UFOs with us.
Mm.
That'll be interesting. Um,
Anyone who's got a UFO story needs to come on. Sorry.
exactly. That is a requirement.
Or like a paranormal story or some sort of conspiracy. Actually, yeah, I reckon right. Anyone who has like a conspiracy story they believe or like a UFO story, hit up Spencer, send it his way, and we could talk about it. That's what we could do
Space Heaven on all platforms,
on all platforms.
apart from Twitter actually.
Oh, okay, bit peak. Yeah, Twitter's dead anyway, so don't worry about it.
Get Alan on the UFO podcast. That's sorted. Done.
Wait, who's Alan?
You'll see.
Oh, you didn't tell me about the geezer. What was his name?
Who?
Oh,
Gary V.
yeah.
Oh, so basically, quick. Gary V is he's an entrepreneur. He's an example. He's
Yeah.
someone that I follow on Instagram. He also actually does a lot of inspirational quotes.
Oh, I bet I'm gonna hate him.
Yeah, probably. Um, he he started off running his dad's own business for 10 years.
Sure.
So he ran his dad's business, a wine business, 10 years.
That doesn't
Um,
sound very entrepreneurial.
no, it wasn't. But no, actually, what do you mean? It is because he's running his business. He's running his own business.
No, but he was handed a business.
True, but I think he put it as he took over the reins from his father. So
Yeah, that's still a bit.
you don't think that's okay? Yeah, fine. So he's getting experience running a business,
Okay,
for 10 years from 20 to 30,
sure.
and then at 30 he started his own business, and which he now runs Vayner. It's called like Vayner Media and stuff like that. And he owns a massive company.
I
What?
can't lie, this does look pretty bad.
Really? You don't like that stuff?
Yeah, it looks like Facebook content, man.
Really? What irritates you about it?
Oh, I don't know, just like the whole ultra positivity thing, just like unrelenting positivity. It's just like grating. It's just like,
You
oh,
don't like
fuck
it?
off. Man, it's a bit much.
Really? What?
It's
So
like,
you prefer a bit of negativity, like
no,
not
no,
a
no.
lot, but like a bit.
I prefer like a more. If I wanted to have someone to like follow who could give me tips on entrepreneurial advice, then like
Yep.
I'd prefer someone who was just giving me facts. Like, if you're gonna do this, this is the way to do it, and it's been proven by this many people. Like, I feel
Yep.
just factual knowledge
Yep.
instead of being like, you can do this. Work really hard. And you'll achieve your dreams. You
Yeah,
can
I
do
like that.
anything
Yeah.
you want. Like that's all just a bit cheesy, mate. It's
No,
all
I
stupid. I
agreed. Yeah. So do you not think motivational quotes in the morning are a bit cheesy then?
Nah, because I feel like that's different. Because it's quite positive to have something like just
In,
a little something to like brighten your day when you're waking up.
true. Okay. Yeah.
And it's not actually like that cheesy because it's like because what he's doing is basically like because I've just seen one here, right? He's just said when I see someone, he's made a meme. When I see someone doubting themselves, and he's edited himself on top of Eminem, going, "Now this looks like a job for me," and it'll just like it's all just like you know what I
No.
mean, like
Yeah. I see. I see. Um.
bit much. So
Yeah. I can see that. And I think. Yeah. I mainly look at it for the inspirational quotes sometimes because he does some good ones.
yeah,
Um.
no, that's cool.
But he also
I,
did, and he also talks about when you say the factual stuff. The main stuff that I listen to is when he talks about experience and what he's done, because that's
yeah,
something that's valuable. Like how he did
yeah,
something, how he like manages his whole business. That's important. So podcasts like that and how he runs his business is really helpful. Not like, oh, you can do this. I'd rather hear like the why rather than like you can.
yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. That
Yeah,
sounds good. See, I could back that up
yeah,
for sure.
yeah. Awesome.
Nice.
Nice.
All right.
All right.
So looking forward to UFOs or conspiracy theories next week.
Yep.
And please, please, someone message Spencer. I want to hear some creepy stories. Have you got any stories? Don't tell me. We will find
Oh
out.
yeah, I do. I got
Do
one. I got
you?
one.
Write it down before you
I won't
forget it.
remember
Like,
it. I'll
I'm gonna try
post
and
it. I'll post it. I got one.
yeah, yeah. All right. So note it down. I'm gonna try and think about whether I've had any, but yeah, get on it. All
Okay.
right.
Yeah, I got it.
Sick. All right. See
Awesome.
you later, boy.
See you later. Thank you very much, man.
No worries, bro. See
Take
you
it
later.
easy. See you tomorrow.